I'm your 4th District State Representative, Matt Shea. Thank you for joining me on this legislative update. As we close out the first month of the scheduled 105-day session, I'm pleased to report that we're winning some battles, but still fighting others. Your involvement is making all the difference. I serve as Ranking Republican on the Labor and Workforce Development Committee. As our small business owners know, both workers' compensation premiums and the premiums paid by employers for unemployment insurance are going through the roof. It's my goal to reduce costs that burden employers. We want to get the government off the backs of our small businesses so they can create jobs. So in this committee, I'm helping to negotiate legislation to reform our unemployment insurance and workers' compensation systems and reduce costs. One of those measures is House Bill 1091, which is an unemployment insurance reform bill that came through our committee. As originally written, the bill would have allowed up to 85% of all employers to pay less than their projected 2011 tax rates. This would also have allowed more than $300 million to be kept in the economy to support jobs and create greater economic stability. Unfortunately, labor interests got the bill changed in committee to add dependent benefits of $15 per week for an unemployed claimant, a permanent extension of benefits, and additional training benefits. The amended version would have resulted in necessary tax increases in the future. The business community has spoken out, and because of that, there were not enough votes to bring this measure out to the floor with its onerous amendments. So the Democrats have backed down. The last word is that we will be voting on the House floor on the original legislation, which would roll back the costs for employers. That's a victory for our small businesses and each and every citizen seeking a job right now. Let me give you another example of where you are making a difference. It's estimated more than 600 people came to the state capitol last week for a hearing on House Bill 1366. This is a measure that could result in the closure of pro-life pregnancy resource centers and medical clinics across our state. I'm very concerned with the potential impacts of this bill because these centers are a tremendous resource to the community, not to mention a source of many jobs. It is important to note that most of these centers are funded through private donations. Some of them even have maternity homes where young pregnant girls have a place to stay and learn important life skills such as how to cook, budget, and take care of their children through the term of the pregnancy. They also provide counseling services. Why should this be jeopardized? Why should we jeopardize such an important resource? The committee room was filled with people who shared my concerns. A similar hearing was also held in the Senate on the companion measure, Senate Bill 5274. Last year, these bills were also heard in committee, and it was your testimony that helped to stop this legislation. That's why your involvement is so important. One more battle I'm fighting in Olympia is the preservation of your private property rights. I've reintroduced legislation that would give citizens a first right of repurchase for property lost through eminent domain, then sold by the Transportation Department as surplus. Only the former owner would have the right of repurchase if the property is sold as surplus. And I really believe that eminent domain is and always should be a method of last resort, and government should never use it to prosper at the expense of property owners. A hearing has been scheduled in the House Transportation Committee. 3 months remain of this legislative session. A lot could happen in that time, so I urge you to stay informed and be active. Contact my office at 360-786-7984. That's 360-786-7984. Or you may contact me through my website. You'll see the address on your screen. Thanks again for joining me on this legislative update. I'm your state representative, Matt Shea.